Well, welcome everybody to our next episode, which is crossing the Nullarbor again.
Yes, this is our second time crossing the Nullarbor, and hopefully this time, with no COVID, it's going to be a quicker, simpler process.
We were going to stay here just north of Penong at the
Cohen School site.
That's it, Cohen Old School site.
That's right, which is a free camp, which is a really good campsite. But we thought we had a little bit more driving in us, so we set off and we're heading.
We're heading to the head of the Bight, which has got a free camp outside the front gates. It's a really good little setup, actually. It's peaceful, beautiful night sky. And then the next morning,
we headed into the visitor centre to have a look, read the information, and head down to along the paths and along the boardwalks to have a look at the ocean.
Yeah, well, no whales this time of year because it was a little bit early for the whales, but
it's well worth a stop.
Yeah.
It's well worth going to the visitor centre, and the views are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, it only costs about $5, $7 if you pay normal, $5 if you're old buggers like us, for seniors, and the money goes to the research. So it's a really interesting centre and a great place to stop.
Yeah. So pull in there if you want your first free camp.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So we've left the head of the Bight and we're pulling into the Nullarbor Roadhouse.
Now, everyone knows when you cross the Nullarbor, fuel is going to be expensive. You just bite the bullet. And look, you can choose where you stop, but we love stopping here. It's quite iconic, and there's some interesting things.
It always throws something up at you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a great place to stop and have a little bit of a break, and then
take that iconic photo sitting in the old Nullarbor Roadhouse with the old fuel pump.
Lots of fun. It's actually a really fun stop.
You held me back when I tried to move on from your life, so you stole my life with clarity. So hold me back, now you're here, 'cause I'm mad, show no fear, wanna let you know just how it felt. Oh, no.
Okay, so our stop now after the Nullarbor Roadhouse, it's not very far down the road, is Bunda Cliffs campsite. Now, it's a free camp. It's only about 500 metres off the road,
And if you check Wiki, you'll see that there's lots of Bunda campsites. So you'll go past Bunda Cliffs 1 and Bunda Cliffs 2, and this one is just Bunda Cliffs campsite.
And the beauty of this one is that when you get in there, you've actually got some sand dunes in there because it can get quite windy. You can see from these shots, and you can tuck yourself in behind some of these sand dunes, and you can have a really comfortable night.
Yeah. We were really fortunate on this day. The winds stayed right down. It was still breezy, but we were able to camp fairly comfortably on the side of the cliff.
Yeah, really, really good spot. Novel, great spot to be, and very peaceful. Lovely, lovely. So we've hit the border.
Yep, we've hit Border Village, it's actually called. So the crossing between the South Australia into WA, and it's always pretty exciting when you cross the borders.
Yeah.
It's great to stop at the village, though. You can pull into the service station, get that photo, and, grab...
You pick up a few things if you want. The quarantine people will pull you up, and they're polite. Police will probably be there. They'll give you a breath test.
And then they'll go through your asking the questions, and then they'll go into your caravan. So they actually walk through and have a look through your fridge and your cupboards and just check that you've got, no fruit, potatoes, honey. And if they do, they'll take it. And if you don't, then they'll just go, great, thanks very much, and they'll send you on your way.
And then just through the village, you call in here and you've got the iconic SAWA sign,
which has been broken for a little while, but you've still got the photo, just to mark the occasion and remember that we did come through this crossing.
Yeah.
So a good little place to stop. It's just to the left after the quarantine station.
And then back on the road. So we're a little bit further down the road at the Balladonia Roadhouse, which is just not a roadhouse, is it, Bobby?
No, it's got a lovely museum inside, which is so interesting to walk through. It gives you a nice break on the journey along the Nullarbor, but there's great history here for Australia.
It's a bit of Skylab fell here too, apparently.
Yeah, so they've got a piece of the Skylab wreckage in the museum, and you can read, and it's just so interesting just to have a little look through.
It gives you a little bit of a break before you hit this. Well, what we think is probably the most boring part of the Nullarbor crossing, which is from here across to Norseman.
So here we are. We've finally made it across the Nullarbor, and we're heading into Norseman, where we're going to stay for the night.
Yeah, so we're going to stay at what they call the Norseman RV Park, which is sort of put together by the council. The council here is really a bit go-ahead.
Yeah, very progressive, and they've just created this park where you can come in. It's free. They've got amenities and a dump point, and just a walk into town.
And you can get water there, which is really important. They've got a coin machine for about 40 litres of water, But the town's also really good. It's walking distance from the RV park.
And I would recommend you going into the Woodlands Visitor Centre. It's just, once again, there's a lot of history and a lot of information, and it's just lovely to have a look at. And there's an art gallery there as well.
And the gallery, I can say, really cool art gallery there. Pretty much closes out another episode, guys, so hit the button and subscribe.
And keep watching, because we're now heading into WA and the exciting year ahead for us.